The start to the Tomich era has begun, and the Cincinnati Bearcats are off to a hot start. 4-1 to start the year, including 3 wins down in Chattanooga to take the Chattanooga Classic. Cincinnati returns home tonight for the Queen City Classic against crosstown rivals, the Xavier Musketeers. Welcome inside Fifth Third Arena. My name is Aidan Riggs, joined alongside by Matthew Lynn. Matthew, it's been a great start to the season for Cincinnati.
Yeah, it really has. Coming off that win in the Chattanooga Classic, like you mentioned, the last game in that tournament being the Alabama Crimson Tide, an icon in terms of college sports, able to come away with a 3-0 sweep over the Crimson Tide. So a lot of momentum for this Cincinnati team. 4-1 on the year, 1-1 at home. They're looking to get that win over Xavier, especially in the new Tomich era. It's going to be a fun time here tonight.
Cincinnati started the year out with a win at home against Wake Forest, then dropped a match against Michigan here in Fifth Third, went down to Chattanooga, took a game against Ohio, then beat Jacksonville State, and as you said, 3-0 sweep over the Alabama Crimson Tide. This team is off to a hot start. The Tomich era has begun. She's the 13th head coach in Cincinnati Bearcat history. She was announced back in December, replacing longtime head coach Molly Alvey. The returning talent, one of the big stories of the Cincinnati team. 10 letter winners, including 4 starters, returned from last year's team. They've improved in many places. Matthew, you got a couple players you want to point out?
Yeah, the first player I want to point out is junior Sydney Nolan. Was a transfer from North Carolina last season, but had 313 kills, 187 digs, and 52 blocks last year for the Bearcats. So an absolutely vital piece of this Cincinnati offense tonight for the Bearcats.
You can hear the crowd here at Fifth Third Arena too. The fans have come out tonight, not just for the Queen City Classic, but also to welcome this team back. You can feel the energy on campus around this team. It feels different than it has in past years. Fans were very excited to have this team on the right track, bringing some winning volleyball to Fifth Third Arena. This is one of your first times you're going to experience the atmosphere that is Fifth Third Arena.
Yeah, it is. Aiden, this is my first time being here for a game. I was here for Bearcat kickoff earlier this year, but the first time being in Fifth Third Arena for a game here tonight. Super excited. A pretty packed student section, honestly, Aiden, down towards the Cincinnati side. It is.
This was a big deal to the Ruckus, as they call it here in Cincinnati, to get out to this game and support the women's volleyball team. Free shirts to the first 100 students that were in town or in the arena for this one. We're going to have a great crowd on hand. This is a big match for the Bearcats. They're on a stretch right now where they're going to play Xavier, then they're going to head to a couple more events they've got. They're going to take on Illinois and Illinois State this weekend at an event, and then they're going to head to Ball State where they're going to take on Ball State in Eastern Kentucky in an event as well. It's an interesting start to the season, a lot of road games, and then they're going to hit the road running once they make it to Big 12 play. They got to keep this momentum up, though.
Yeah, they do, and it starts tonight here at home, trying to get that win over your arch rival Xavier in the Queen City Classic. It's going to be a fun one tonight. Aiden, how many sets do you think it takes for either team to come away with this one?
You know, the thing that we haven't said yet, this is a Xavier Musketeer team that comes in at a record of 6-0. The one thing you can say with that, they haven't played many flagship programs necessarily. One of the common opponents they had was the Ohio Bobcats. But Cincinnati's got a chance to prove themselves here. I think it's going to go at least 4 sets or so. I don't think we're going to see a 3-0 sweep from either team. I could easily see this going 5, though, if we're being honest. These are 2 teams that feel like they can match up pretty well together.
Yeah, I agree, and also adding the fact that it's a rivalry. You never know what you're going to get when it comes to these type of games.
So the team's about to take the court. Cincinnati wearing their all-black uniforms. Xavier's going to take the court wearing white tops and blue bottoms. Down the drive they go in Cincinnati. We're ready for the Queen City Classic here on the volleyball court. Cincinnati versus Xavier here on Bearcast Media. Bearcats go in their last huddle along with the Musketeers. The Musketeers are going to work from right to left on your radio dial, with the Bearcats working from left to right. Matthew, any last thoughts before we get things going?
I think that it just starts out at the back. You got to get a good serve into the court, try to set up things for your setters and your blockers to try to make a chance for the Cincinnati Bearcats team to try to get that win at home in that Tomich era.
Cincinnati gets ready to start these off. They're pumping it up in Fifth Third, waiting the signal from the TV crew to get this game underway. We mentioned Cincinnati comes into this one 4-1 on the year. Xavier enters at 6-0. Something's got to give tonight at Fifth Third, and it looks like the Musketeers are going to start off with the opening serve. Ball in her hand, it's Macy Hatkovich, ready to get things going for the Musketeers from the right side of the court. Serving this into a back line of the Bearcats. Throws it up, hits it with her left. Libero with the first dig for the Bearcats. Bounces around a couple times. It's hit forward by Cincinnati. Here come the Musketeers. The return is in. Point goes to the Musketeers. They lead 1-0.
Well, it was a great chance just to take it. As soon as it comes over the net, they read it perfectly. It was a beautifully placed ball right at the back of the courts. The Bearcats had no chance of getting that one over.
Xavier leads 1-0 over Cincinnati here in the Queen City Classic. Hatkovich sent that one over. Here comes Cincinnati with the set. The spike is down and in. Cincinnati gets their first point of the game. That one's courtesy of Gretchen Sigmund.
Well, Gretchen Sigmund played in 19 games last season, 14 in Big 12 play, had 11 digs in a win versus BYU in last season. Big player this year.
Lily Gillespie going to get things going for the Bearcats. She sends it to the left side of the Musketeer court. Set is made. The spike, it's blocked by the Bearcats at the net. Over it goes to Cincinnati. Set forward, deflected, goes off of a Bearcat, and that point's going to go in Cincinnati's favor. So Cincinnati leads 2-1 here in the opening set from Fifth Third Arena. A strong crowd on hand for this Queen City Classic. Gillespie ready to send this over with her right once again. To the back line of Xavier it goes. It's hit forward by the Musketeers. Getting a hand on that one was Emma Grace. It's going to go out again. Cincinnati with another point.
Yeah, Cincinnati really here just going to try to follow the momentum. This crowd is pretty bumping early, Aidan, so some good momentum for the Bearcats here.
Gillespie, she's got 3 straight points in this one. Sends it over. First touched or artery of Xavier. We're going to get a net violation against the Musketeers. Another point for Cincinnati, and the Cats are rolling.
They really are, Aidan. That's 4 straight points after conceding the first point of the match, now leading 4-1.
Here comes Gillespie once again. Sends it with the right to the back line of Xavier. Musketeers look to get one down. A good dig by Cincinnati. Right back to the Musketeers, and it's slammed down by McKinley Bohm.
Yeah, Bearcats just not able to find the space they need to try to save that one, but first point since that opening point for Xavier.
Emma Grace ready to start this one off for the Musketeers. Holds it with her right. She's had a couple touches so far tonight. Sends it over. Gillespie's first to touch it for Cincinnati. The first shot of the night, taken with a hard right hand from Carly Glendenning.
Glendenning is textbook as it gets, just places it in a perfect spot as hard as she can, slaps it down with the right, able to get the point for the Bearcats.
Good start for Glendenning. She got the kill on that one, her first of the night. Sent over by Cincinnati. They lead this one 5-2. Musketeers look to answer. That ball is going to be in. Another point to Xavier.
Thought that one looked a little long, Aidan, but back judge saying it is in will be another point for Xavier, like you said.
5-3, Cincinnati leads this one here at Fifth Third Arena. Kelsey Neeson gets ready to start this one out for Xavier. A couple substitutions for Cincinnati. Here come the Musketeers trying to claw their way back into this one at Fifth Third Arena. Sent over the net by Neeson. Cincinnati, Glendenning just pokes that one over. Moritz tries to send one across for Xavier. Going to hit the ground. Another point for the Musketeers. Referred to this net presence of Cincinnati as the Great Wall of Clifton earlier this year with all the blocks they had. Trying to answer tonight. Glendenning just pokes one over. Xavier's ready for it, though. Kemp with the block on that one. Sydney Nolan got it across for Cincinnati. Here comes Xavier, looking to get it themselves. Gillespie dug that one out. Another strike there from Cincinnati. That one's going to be out. The Musketeers get another point.
Well, it was almost there for the Bearcats, just trying to play it down that left side. Tried to go for the kill just a little wide.
Brooke Crummel was the guilty party on that for Cincinnati, and we're tied at 5. Neeson sends it across. Here comes Cincinnati. Glendenning with the strike. Swings it home for the kill.
That Carly Glendenning with another kill. Able to get the point for the Bearcats. Now 6-5 in favor of the Cats.
Glendenning set to start this one out for Cincinnati as well. On the left side of the court, she swings with her right. Just over the net it goes. Xavier keeps it alive. A risky play right by the net. Gillespie's ready for Cincinnati. Set forward. Sydney Nolan with her right. Gets the kill, and the Cats lead by 2.
Yeah, Sydney Nolan, that was the player we highlighted in the pregame. The North Carolina transfer comes in and makes an impact for the Cats.
7-5, Cincinnati leads. Glendenning ready to start this one out once again for the Bearcats. Swings with her right, sends it right over the net. First played by Neeson. It's sent high by the Musketeers. Just pushed over the net for the Bearcats with an opportunity. It was Spies right in front of the net. Point's going to go to the Musketeers, and look at that score, 6-7 in favor of the Bearcats.
Well, the Bearcats here just going to try to keep the momentum going. They've had a great start to the match so far. Just going to try to close out this first set here, Aidan.
Here come the Musketeers. Another serve opportunity for them. Sent over the net. That time by Hatkovich. Cincinnati looking for the answer. Nolan sends it right to the front line of Xavier. What a strike there from the Musketeers. Hatkovich once again. Back and forth they go on the rally. Musketeers, a good block by Cincinnati. Another point to the Bearcats. They lead 8-6.
Yeah, that was Andy Spies with the block. Was able to reach up, just throw it right back over. It was a great play for the Bearcats. Now 8-6, Aidan.
So Cincinnati with the serve once again. Trying to add on to their lead. Brooke Crummel ready to get this thing going. Going to be service errored on that one. Out of bounds. Point to the Musketeers. One of those opportunities, we've seen that a little bit of trouble for Cincinnati so far this year, especially against Michigan. Of course, in that game, they took the first set, then dropped 3 to end up dropping that entire match. Something you got to watch out for tonight. Gillespie first to play that for Cincinnati. Bounces around a couple and bumped over by the Bearcats. Attempted attack there from Xavier is met well by Cincy. Cincy keeps it alive. Nolan with the strike. Good dig there from the Musketeers. They get their own attack chance. Gillespie with a good dig. Back and forth they go here at 5th. Third, the block from Xavier goes out of bounds. Another point to the Bearcats.
Well, it's just a great way to keep the rally going and making Xavier make the error to end up getting the point for the Bearcats.
9-7 Cincinnati leads here at Fifth Third Arena. Strong crowd on hand here for the Queen City Classic. Cincinnati with the serve. Andy Spy is going to send that one over. Spies rather, and deflects off of a couple Musketeers. A point to Cincinnati once again.
Yeah, it was a really short serve, but played well by Cincinnati, able to block it right back down and earn the quick point.
10-7, Cincinnati leads on top of Xavier. Opening set here from Fifth Third Arena. Knocked forward by the Musketeers. A block for Sydney Nolan. Another point for the Bearcats.
Again, Sydney Nolan is a difference maker for this Bearcats team. She's already contributed so much already just now with the 11th point of the match.
Timeout Musketeers. Bearcats are rolling here at Fifth Third Arena. We're going to take a quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati leads 11-7 over the Xavier Musketeers in the opening set here from the Queen City Classic. Bearcats have been rolling, cause Xavier to take their first time out of the set. They have one remaining. The Bearcats have both of theirs remaining as well. Cincinnati owns the serve. It's going to be Andy Spies ready to get things underway from the right side of the court for Cincinnati. Spies holds it, standing right in front of the large student section here tonight for Cincinnati. It's played by Xavier. First attack opportunity, and it's going to be in. Musketeers come out of the timeout hot.
Yeah, exactly the point I was going to make, Aidan. As soon as you come out of a timeout, you're looking to answer quick, and that's exactly what Xavier did. Was able to come out, regather themselves, and come out for the quick point.
11-8 is your score here from Cincinnati. Musketeers own the serve. Sent right into the net. A service error there from Quinichet. So 12-8. Cincinnati leads this one. Sydney Nolan going to serve it over for the Bearcats. Nolan sends it across the net. Played by the back line of the Musketeers. Attack opportunity, and it's finished. What a strike there from Gretchen Sigmund. Sigmund from the right side. A dangerous swing on that one. Got to get out of the way of that one for the Musketeers. Point goes to Cincinnati. Across the net it goes. A good dig from the Musketeers. Good save there by Gillespie. The Musketeers are ready. The point goes to Emma Grace.
Yeah, thought the Bearcats were going to be able to save that one right in the middle of the court. Just not able to, unfortunately. 13-9 in favor of the Cats.
Xavier once again owns the service here. Thrown up in the air by Hatkovich. A great serve right on that sideline. Cincinnati can't keep it alive. There's their ace.
Yeah, there it was. It was a perfectly placed ball right inside. It's just such a hard spot for anybody to return that serve, Aidan.
First ace of the night in this game. Hatkovich, a chance to do it once again. Sends it right back to that same spot. That one's going to be out, and that's a point for Cincinnati.
And that's the risk you run with trying to play a ball like that, just so short and just not have, just doesn't have the power on it to really get down. Bit the Musketeers there, Aidan.
Gillespie with the serve here for Cincinnati. 14-10, Cincinnati leads this one. Musketeers try and play it over. It's blocked by Cincinnati, and the point goes to Xavier. The Great Wall of Clifton, as we called it, with all the blocks they had against Michigan, trying to come out tonight against Xavier. Musketeers have been ready for it. Emma Grace with the serve. Gillespie with a good dig. It's your strike from Sydney Nolan. Another one from Carly Glendenning, and that's the kill.
Yeah, Glendenning with her third kill of the match here tonight, Aidan.
Leading the Bearcats with 3 kills on that one. 3 kills on 5 attempted attacks. Serve from the Bearcats, leading 15-11. Xavier tries to get a little special at the net, and that's going to be a net violation against the Musketeers. Another point for Cincinnati.
These are the next couple points, and that really define a set. Just being up by 5 points here, 16-11, being able to control these next couple is exactly what you're going to need.
Sigmund sends it over to the back line of Xavier. Attempted strike there from the Musketeers. It's not played by the Bearcats. And Xavier trying to claw their way back again. Four-point game. Xavier will hold the service. 16-12. Cincinnati leads in the Queen City Classic. Set number 1. An undefeated Musketeer team going deep into enemy territory. Played by Cincinnati. It's going to go over everything and out. Another point for the Muskies.
Yeah, just again, when you get that far up to the net and you're trying to kill it, it's just so hard to place that ball, just so tight, it's just not able to fall.
Come the Musketeers with the serve. It's played by Gillespie. At the net, Glendenning kills one. There's your spike and the finish from Carly Glendenning.
That's now her 4th kill of the match. Just really coming out hot, Carly Glendenning is.
Cincinnati leads this one 17-13. And set number 1. Glendenning trying to build off of that kill. Serves this one across. The Musketeers get a attempted kill. Sydney Nolan with her own strike. Going to be tempted to block over by the Musketeers. It's going to fall down in their side, though. 18-13, Cincinnati leads. That's another timeout for the Musketeers. With that, we'll take another quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. back here at Fifth Third Arena. Cincinnati taking on the Xavier Musketeers in the Queen City Classic. Here on the volleyball court, Cincinnati leads 18-13 in the opening set. Bearcats keep trying to pull away, but the Musketeers are just staying alive.
And the last time the Musketeers called a timeout, they came out and got a quick point. Let's see if they do that here.
Carly Glendenning owns the serve for Cincinnati. She sends this one over with her right to the back line of the Musketeers. It goes. Just pushed over by Xavier. A good dig from Gillespie. Glendenning tried to send one home. Right into the net it went, though. Point for the Muskies.
Well, as the way this match has progressed, it's kind of surprising to see Carly Glendenning miss that type of opportunity. It was a really nice dig to set up that kill, just not able to execute it.
18-14 is your score here in Cincinnati. Bearcats leading the Musketeers. The serve goes to Xavier. Deep it goes, way too long. A point for the point for the Bearcats, rather. A blunder there on the service from the Muskies.
Again, those are the unforced errors you talk about that can really define a set.
Cincinnati owning the serve here. Sent to the back line of Xavier. It's pushed forward by the Musketeers. It's going to be a net violation against. Looks like the Bearcats. Point's going to go to Xavier. Like a little bit of confusion there between the two refs, but the point goes to the Musketeers, and they own the serve. Across the net it goes. A good dig by Cincinnati to keep it alive, but the Musketeers bury one. Just like that, a 3-0 run for Xavier.
Aidan, now I'm looking to call a timeout. Up 3, 19-16. Last couple points. You have 2 timeouts to play with. Could be a good time to call a timeout.
Xavier with another service. Rarity tried to send that one over, but right into the net it goes. Cincinnati inching their way towards that 25-point mark. They've got 20 now. It's another service error for the Musketeers at a time. You can't have those happening. Here come the Bearcats, ready for their own service. This time on the right side by Spees, and she gets a service error herself. Pushing it just too far. Trading off on these points. Now back to serve for the Musketeers. Quinichet ready to send it across. Sends it with her right. That's too long as well. The power is in Fifth Third Arena right now, and no one can control it. Cincinnati leads 21-17.
3 straight service errors by both sides. Last 3 points. Just keep trading, Aidan.
Cincinnati with the serve. That time it's Sydney Nolan, and she puts it in. A great play by Xavier, but an even better play by Gillespie. Here come the Musketeers at the net, trying to dip one over. Cincinnati deflects off a couple hands. Gillespie sends it back to him. Musketeers at the net. The set, the spike, it's kept alive by Cincinnati and sent into the crowd. Point to the Musketeers.
That was a great rally, Aidan. Both sides really performing well there, from the serve to the set to the spike. Just a really great point all around.
21-18, Cincinnati leads over Xavier. A great rally on that last point. And Xavier earned this serve. Long it goes once again. Another point to Cincinnati on the service error.
Xavier now has 5 service errors just in this set alone. And again, unforced errors.
Cincinnati with the serve now, leading 22-18. Across the net it goes. Libero plays it for Xavier. The spike is going to find the ground on Cincinnati's side. Another point to the Musketeers. (22-19) is your score now here in Cincinnati. Xavier starts it out. Played by Cincinnati off the deflection of the net. Attempted kill there for the Bearcats. Deflects off a Musketeer. Another point to Cincy, and they're 2 away from the mark.
These next 2 points just absolutely critical to get everybody on the same page. Whatever needs to be done to close out this set for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati sends it across the net. And just 2 points to take set number 1. Musketeers not going away easy. Cincinnati having to bounce it around. It was hit by Nolan. Now here comes the Musketeers. Flicked right over the net. Gillespie kept it alive. What a dig from her. Spees right to the Musketeers. They somehow keep it alive. Another strong rally here right at the net. Pushed forward by Cincy. Great dig by the Musketeers. Back and forth they go. Gillespie another dig. pushed forward by Cincinnati. There's the kill, and the Cats have set point.
It doesn't get much better than that, Aidan, especially in this type of environment. That was the best rally we've seen of the match so far. The Cats now with set point.
Gretchen Sigmund with the ball in hand, looking to end this thing in set number 1. Xavier with the kill. What a strike on the left side of the court from Charlotte Mortery.
It really was. Mortery just absolutely got up there and killed it with authority down the right sideline of the Bearcats.
24-20 is your score. Still set point here in set number 1. Cincinnati looking to end this thing. Going to set 2 up 1-0. Xavier sends it just far. Point to the Bearcats, and they take the opening set. 25-20 is your score in set number 1. Cincinnati will change sides of the court, and we will have set number 2 when we return here on Bearcats Sports Radio.
Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats and the Musketeers battling early here from Fifth Third Arena. Tonight, the Queen City Classic. The Bearcats take the first set 25-20 over the Musketeers, flipping sides of the court now. Aidan, what are your thoughts on the first set?
It's a good start from Cincinnati. They had some of their star players show up, especially Carly Glendenning leading the entire match with 6 kills. Also had people like Sydney Nolan getting involved. She was another player that we highlighted. But this Musketeer team is not one that's going to go away. They're 6-0 for a reason. They've already battled back before in one of their previous games so far this year. We talked about, wouldn't be surprised if this is a 4 or 5 set match. We're going to be very surprised if this was a 3-0 sweep. But Cincinnati got the start to put themselves ahead in this one.
Yeah, they really did. And, you know, coming out in the second set, the Bearcats, they have swept some teams already this season. We mentioned in the pregame, the Alabama Crimson Tide swept by the Bearcats at the Chattanooga Classic. So, again, a sweep warning is in the air, but not most likely going to happen. But you never know. here tonight.
And the thing that's really interesting, when you look at those 3 games that they played down in Chattanooga, of the 3, it's probably the most surprising. And of course, they had the win against Ohio and the win against Jacksonville State, both 3-1 victories. 3-0 sweep against Alabama caught everyone off guard.
Nolan with the ball will serve it down into the deep court. It's a dig by the Musketeers, now moving up towards the net. And the Musketeers go for the early kill, but blocked down by the Bearcats. And they win the first point of the second set.
And look who that was, right? Who we mentioned during the break, Carly Glendenning getting the block on that one, put it right back on the Musketeer side. Great Wall of Clifton's out tonight.
Again, Nolan with the serve, back into the court. Musketeers get a quick block on it going out, and it'll be another point for the Bearcats, so a quick 2-0 start to the second set for the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Another one of those mistakes from the Musketeers that you got to figure out a way to put that in play. You can't send that out off of the service like that.
Nolan will go again for her third serve. A dig by the Musketeers, now going up towards the net. The kill stopped by Nolan. Now the Bearcats try to answer, and off the Labora of the Musketeers, and it's a third straight point for the Bearcats.
Here's where you see how dangerous Sydney Nolan is. She's one of those players, when you see her going up for the ball, you want to clear the area. You do not want to stand in front of that attempted kill.
Fourth straight serve for Nolan. Musketeers answer with a dig. Now go for the kill, and they finally get a point of the second set. 3-1 Bearcats.
It's a great play by Xavier. They need to figure out a way to get their net presence up, because right now in this second set, it's been all Bearcats up front. The Musketeers had some chances in that first set. If they can bring it into the second, they can get cooking.
Hadkovich will serve for the Musketeers. And again, another service error, which haunted the Musketeers in the first set. They had 6 in the first set, now with their 7th of the match.
Yeah, 7 service errors. That's 7 free points to the Bearcats. It's something that Xavier needs to tighten up on.
Will be Gillespie to serve into the middle of the court. The Musketeers go for the kill. It's a great save to keep it alive. Now back over. Back and forth they go, and finally the Musketeers get the kill. That's Anna Taylor, her 5th kill of the match.
As you said, 5th kill of the match. That leads the Musketeers. She's already got 11 attempted so far tonight. Strong hit percentage.
4-2 in favor of the Cats. Hadkovich will go back to serve. Bearcats go for the kill. Kept alive by Xavier. Now the block for the Bearcats, and it falls. It will be a point for the Bearcats, their 5th of the second set, 5-2.
Yeah, the stats aren't really showing it, but I think one of the strongest players tonight for Cincinnati has been Lily Gillespie. She's getting really involved with those digs off the serve. She had another one there. She's got 7 already tonight.
Gretchen Sigmund with the serve for the Cats. The Musketeers play it back over, and it just hit the line. It is a great kill for the Musketeers, 5-3.
As you said, that was an amazing kill by the Musketeers. That was Mortery again, or Morty.
Will be Kelsey Nissen for the Musketeers. The Bearcats go for the kill, now kept alive by the Musketeers. Both teams going back and forth. It's a short kill over the top, and now just recollected by the Musketeers. Bearcats now setting, going for the kill, and just hits the top of the net. Still stayed alive, saved by Gillespie. Now back again. It's blown dead. It will be a point for the Musketeers.
Charlotte Moriarty. It's been a strong presence so far tonight. Graduate of Assumption High School in Louisville, Kentucky.
Neeson to serve for the Musketeers. Again, Sydney Nolan gets her kill. 7-4 in favor of the Bearcats.
Sydney Nolan, she's starting to inch her way up there. She's got 4 kills tonight, 10 attempted so far, a hit percentage of over 400%.
Glendenning will serve it in. Musketeers now go for the kill, and they do. That's as textbook as it gets. Bump set spike for the Musketeers. The score 6-5 now in favor of the Bearcats.
Charlotte Moriarty, you could see how she was one of the star players on that nationally ranked Assumption team down in Louisville. She's making her presence known here up at Cincy.
The Musketeers to serve it to the Cats. Saved by Gillespie. Now Nolan goes for the kill. Now recentered by the Cats, goes for the set. Now the kill, and again, and it is as textbook as it gets from the set to the spike for Brooke Crummel.
Man, Xavier cannot catch a break right now, and Cincinnati's getting the opportunity to set the ball up like that. It was an amazing dig there from the libero Neeson of Xavier to keep that point alive. Bearcats answer nicely, though.
Cats serve it in. Now going up for the spike, and it is a point for the Musketeers, 7-6 in favor of the Bearcats.
Spoke that into existence with Kelsey Neeson, the libero for Xavier. I mean, absolutely murders that ball, sending it towards the back line. And look at that score, 6-7, the Bearcat knows.
Bearcats come to the net now, trying to go for a little drop shot. Bearcats trying to block it. What a save. Now Nolan goes for the kill. What a save from the Musketeers. Now the Bearcats go for the kill. Nolan, the first time wasn't able to get it, and the second time she does. Now 8-6 in favor of the Bearcats.
Sydney Nolan, my goodness, that ball has some power. It's got some English on it, too. When you look at the spin she puts on that ball, it's almost impossible for a player on the back line to get any good contact on that. Really impressive.
Bearcats go to serve. It's a good dig from the Musketeers. Now they go up to spike it down, not able to, blocked by the Bearcats. Musketeers try to answer with their own kill, trying to save it, and they do, but not before the Bearcats are issued a point. Will not be a point for the Musketeers. Now 9-6 in favor of the Bearcats.
Too many touches there from Xavier. Gives the point to Cincinnati. Another unforced error on that one. Been a really nice set so far for Cincinnati.
Spees will go to serve it in for the Bearcats. Musketeers go to spike it down, and it is out of bounds. It will be a Bearcats point. Just a little too much on the kill, not able to keep it in bounds. Again, another unforced error for the Musketeers. Spees still holding the ball for the serve. Spees goes to serve it in. Bearcats go to, or the Musketeers rather, go to set up the kill. Just a bit too high. Another, not an error, won't go down that way, but just not on the same page there. Not a great set, and it will be a point for the Bearcats, now 11-6.
4-0 run for Cincinnati here. Xavier's got to at some point start thinking about using those timeouts.
Yeah, they really do. They have two more this set to use. Now the Bearcats up by 5. Spees, another serve goes in. Kill, that one does fall for the Musketeers. It was a great set to finish it, and now 11-7 in favor of the Bearcats.
Musketeers stopped the bleeding on that one. That one was very, very close to the line. Nonetheless, a great kill from Xavier. They got to build off it.
17 total kills for the Bearcats in this one compared to the 20 put up by the Musketeers. Trying to go for another one. Blocked by the Bearcats. Gillespie goes to set it up and falls for the Bearcats. That is Gretchen Sigmund with her third kill of the match.
It's really easy to highlight a couple players, but the team effort tonight from Cincinnati has been really impressive. Everyone on the same page.
Now up by 5, Sydney Nolan to serve. Bearcats block it down, and it will be point for the Bearcats. Now up by 6, 13-7 the score from Fifth Third Arena. Sydney Nolan with the ball serving is not in a position you want to be if you're the Musketeers.
I'm really surprised that Xavier has not thought about taking either of their timeouts so far. I mean, this hole they're dug themselves into just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Of course, you're going to have the media timeout if Cincinnati reaches 15 here soon. Man, you got to think about using those soon.
Nolan goes back to serve again. Sydney Nolan. It's a great serve deep into the court. Now the Musketeers go for a kill, and not before it is blocked by the Clifton wall for the Bearcats to get their 14th point of the set. The Bearcats lead over the Musketeers 14-7. Nolan again to serve. Sydney Nolan, ball goes in. The Musketeers try to go for the kill. A lot of Bearcats in the area trying to go for the kill again, and the Musketeers do. There's that timeout, Aidan.
All Cincinnati is what it's been here. It's been all Cincinnati in the set.
15-7 the score here for the minute and 30 timeout. We'll take one too. Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Bearcats taking on the Musketeers, leading 15-7 in the second set here, and the energy inside Fifth Third Arena really is present tonight, Aidan. A pretty packed out student section. The band's here. Everybody's here to enjoy some Bearcats volleyball.
The court feels tilted right now. It is in Cincinnati's favor. Everything so far has gone their way. Xavier has had some unforced errors really themselves, and also some truly forced errors. They've given away a lot of points.
Nolan to serve again. Musketeers go for the kill straight out of the timeout, and they have done that every time. Out of the timeout, they have came away with a quick kill. Now 15-8.
Truly is a common theme we've had tonight has been Xavier coming out hot out of those timeouts. So one of the only ways they've been able to consistently generate offense.
Hadkovich now to serve for the Musketeers. Gillespie now over across to Sigmund, not able to fall for the Bearcats. Now the Musketeers go to attack, trying to block, now recentered. Gillespie with the set, now trying to fall down, both teams back and forth. Bearcats now go to set again. Both teams still battling for the point. Off the top of the scoreboard, and now the Bearcats and the Musketeers still fighting for this one. Nolan tries to go underneath on the short drop, not able to. Still kept alive. Gillespie back and forth. Still one of the longer rallies of the match, and it goes to the Bearcats.
Man, fighting through everything that point. What a rally from those two teams. One of the first times we've seen this season. Ball going up and catching the scoreboard, coming right back down. But man, a great rally that the Bearcats are able to weather the storm with.
Lily Gillespie now to serve for the Bearcats. Trying to block it, trying to keep it alive, not able to. Will be a point for the Musketeers. 16-9. Emma Grace to serve for the Musketeers now. Gillespie now back over the top. Here comes the kill, and it falls for the Bearcats. Gretchen Sigmund with her 5th kill of the match here, putting the Bearcats up 17-9 in the second set.
Talk about a strong left hand with that one. A beautiful spike there from Sigmund to get the point. Cats lead by 8.
Sigmund now to serve for the Bearcats. Musketeers try to go for the quick kill. What a dig by Gillespie. Now back down and killed by Carly Glendenning. Her 9th kill of the match. 19-9 for the Bearcats. A 10-point lead.
The Carly Glendenning show is what tonight has been. 9 kills on the night. She's been everywhere on the floor.
Gretchen Sigmund to serve again for the Bearcats. Musketeers try to go for the kill, but do spray it wide. It will be a point for the Bearcats.
This feels like that set where Cincinnati has really established themselves in this game. They're pulling away almost completely. Musketeers are drowning, trying to stay alive.
Sigmund again to serve. Bearcats try to, or excuse me, Musketeers rather, try to set up the kill, but blocked out of bounds by the Bearcats. 19-10 in favor of the Bearcats. Still 9-point lead. .23 kills tonight for both teams. Sent back up by the Bearcats. Here comes the spike, or the set rather. The net interference will be a point for the Musketeers.
Xavier just trying to weather the storm as much as they can and stay alive in this one. Cincinnati has looked so strong all game, especially with that net presence.
They have it now. 2 quick points by the Musketeers. Now that 10-point lead now down to a 7-point lead, Aidan.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we said at the beginning of the set. Xavier's just not going to go away. They're going to try and fight as long as they can to stay alive in this game.
The serve from the Musketeers. The set, the spike, did just go a little long. Oh, never mind. It did go in. It will be a timeout for the Bearcats.
Looked like they rolled that as a deflection off of Xavier. It's going to be challenged by the Musketeers. That's our first challenge we've seen tonight. It was so tough to get a good look on that one. We'll see when they put it up on the big board.
Yeah, and I thought that one was a little long, but I mean, obviously the speed of that is just going to be really hard to tell from our point of view. If it does stand, it will be 20-12 for the Bearcats.
Having these cameras on top of the net is going to be a lifesaver here for the referee getting to look over at the scores table. That ball is flying off the hand of the Bearcats. Almost impossible for the referee at the net to get a good view on it.
Same sort of situation you see in tennis. There's a giant forehand ripped cross court, and just the ball just too fast for the judges to tell. We'll get a good look at it here.
The thing, you always hear this, every sport when they have a review, we need inconclusive evidence. And it looks like it's there. They're going to say it did not deflect off of a Musketeer. A crazy strike there on that one from Glenn Denning. Went just over the hands of the Musketeers and out. That's a point for Xavier. They're on a 5-0 scoring run.
Bearcats returning the serve. Be another point for the Musketeers. Now with still 2 timeouts in your back pocket, you think about burning one here.
That's what I was thinking with Coach Tomich. I mean, you don't want to let this lead go away. The Musketeers are feeling everything right now.
Really do think now another point for the Musketeers. You got to call a timeout. Now that 10-point lead is now shrunk to a 4-point lead.
I'm very surprised Coach Tomich has not elected to use it here.
Nolan again with a massive kill over the top of the net, just unleashed power onto that ball, just right at the Musketeers.
Wow, I mean, took it like a champ, right on the shoulder, didn't even flinch. But man, the point goes to the Bearcats.
The serve for the Bearcats. Now the Musketeers trying to come back with a kill of their own, staying in bounds, still hugging the scoreboard. Back down, saved by the Bearcats. Gillespie now play back up to Nolan. Musketeers now trying to set it up. Kept alive by the Bearcats, and now punch down for the kill.
Brooke Crummell getting her 3rd of the night. That kill there, it's going to force a Musketeer timeout, their first of the set. So the Bearcats elected not to take their timeout when the Musketeers were going on a 5-6-0 run, and it ends up paying off for them as they now bring that 6-point lead back. I also want to talk about, you mentioned hugging the scoreboard on that one. That's the highest one we've seen so far tonight.
And literally ran up, looked like all the way to the top and fell down.
To clear the lower ring of the scoreboard is impressive. That went about halfway up the main part of the scoreboard. But this Bearcat team looked like the Musketeers were trying to break away from, or break back into this game. The Cincinnati had pulled away pretty heavily and pretty strongly in this one. Cincinnati fighting back, getting their lead large again.
Yeah, they are again enjoying that 6-point advantage, Aidan. And these are the kind of points where you see teams kind of fall into that slump. Again, if this was a little closer, we could be talking about a different story. The Bearcats did lose a couple points in a row there. Still up, but now looking to close out their 2nd consecutive set.
Yeah, when you look at the stat sheet here too, the one that really stands out is the blocks. Xavier does not have an official block on the night compared to 6 for Cincinnati in this one. The Great Wall of Clifton, we said it a couple of times tonight, they've been owning the net. Net play has belonged to the Bearcats. That's been one of the big difference makers.
And again, the Musketeers have 7 service errors, something, again, that's 7 free points across the span of the last 2 sets that have just gone to the Bearcats, just not able to keep the ball in play. Will be Cardendling to serve it in for the Bearcats. The power on that kill was pretty good too, Aidan, in terms of the Musketeers getting on that one.
We've talked a lot about the Bearcats, but we got to mention Charlotte Moriarty again. Like, oh my goodness, that kill. Absolute power with her right hand coming from the left side. Musketeers stay alive.
They do, and it will be Gordon to serve. Nolan goes for the kill again, and she gets another one.
Sydney Nolan trying to inch her way towards the top of the kill leaderboard in this one. We talked a lot about Glenn Denning with 9. All of a sudden, Sydney Nolan's got 7 right behind her.
Off the top of the net of the serve. Now the Bearcats with a great dig. Now Nolan sets it up. Kept alive by the Musketeers. Now back over the top, blocked up at the net. The Musketeers go try to set it down. Good block from Nolan. And it's out. It will be a point for the Bearcats, 23-16. 2 points away.
Situation we saw the Bearcats in the first set. See if they can close out another one.
Will be a timeout for the Musketeers. We'll take one, too. Be a minute and a half till we come back. Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Bearcats lead 23-16 over the Musketeers, 2 points away from closing out their second consecutive set. Will be Brooke Crummell to serve it. Has 3 kills on the night for the Bearcats tonight. Crummell serve, a deep serve. Now the Musketeers go try to close it out, coming fresh off the timeout. Nolan winds up, not able to kill it. Musketeers. Now the Bearcats try to set. Good block from the Musketeers. Now Nolan comes down, and it is wide. Sydney Nolan trying to add her 8th kill of the night, not able to do it there.
Just a little bit too much on that one. Almost took out Xavier's coach, really, in the process. It was so far over to the right. Musketeers got to go on a run.
Mihadkovich to serve it in for the Musketeers. And it is wide again. The service errors we have talked about for the Musketeers have been far and plenty.
8th of the night for the Musketeers. That's 8 free points for Cincinnati, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
Will be Spees to serve it in for the Bearcats. Spees a good serve. Now 1 point away, and not able to save it. Now the Bearcats still hunting for that set point. Will be the Musketeers serve.
We've seen a couple 6-0 runs for the Musketeers already tonight. They're gonna need something here to keep it alive.
24-18, the Bearcats hunting for the set point. The serve. Not able to do anything. Now the Musketeers trying to add it back up. And the block to end the set for the Bearcats. 25-18. That's 2 consecutive sets. And the Musketeers are now just trying to avoid the sweep, Aidan.
That was all Cincinnati in that set. It was impressive. The Bearcats out of the jump came out hot. They went on a 5-0 run to start off that set and never looked back. Winning that one by 7, a chance to sweep the Musketeers on their home court.
All right, well, with that, we will step away for the 5-minute intermission. Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena tonight. The Bearcats up 2-0 out of the sets. They need one more set, Aidan, to clinch this match here. 25-20 the first set score, and 25-18 the second set score. Just needing that one and final push to get over the line to become victors in the Queen City Classic.
You know, that second set is where you usually see the teams differentiate themselves, and that was the story tonight. Both teams, once they got calmed down after this ruckus crowd in the first, came out hot in the second.
Well, the first serve of the match is that service error that was kind of haunting Xavier along the way. Now they're 8th of the match. Early point for the Bearcats. Trying to keep it alive, and Sydney Nolan not able to get there, but now 1-1 for the Bearcats and the Musketeers.
If the Musketeers want a chance in this one, they got to get out of the gates hot. They need to come out swinging here. They got it 1-1. Got to see if they can build off that.
Will be Morari to serve. Bearcats try to go for the kill. Now reset. Both teams going back and forth. Musketeers try to go for the kill, and they get it. It will be 2-1 in favor of the Musketeers. I feel like this is one of the first times in a long time the Musketeers have won the match.
Yeah, they really didn't have the chance there in that second set. They did it in the first. They got to keep fighting back.
Gillespie returns the serve for the Cats. And now a clean kill for Gretchen Sigmund. Just places it where there's not a Musketeer. Light shot, just able to drop it. 2-2.
I mean, having her eyes on the court, seeing where Xavier's leaving some holes, place it right where they aren't.
The serve for the Bearcats. Now here come the Musketeers. Ferrari not able to get the kill to go down. Now here comes the kill for the Bearcats. Now resetting. Here's the set. Will be a point for the Bearcats, 3-2 over the Musketeers in the third set. The Bearcats able to come out and win this one. It would be a clean sweep of the Musketeers. It would be their second sweep in a row. Musketeers trying to save it. Now the Bearcats come up, and it's a beautifully placed ball by Carly Glendenning, her 11th kill here tonight, and she has really stood out tonight.
I mean, that's where she's so impressive. That one's almost not even a hit. That's more just a push. I mean, she gets her whole hand onto the ball, able to just push it right onto that sideline to get the point.
Sigmund to serve for the Bearcats, and what a play by Carly Glendenning. Makes the kill on the last point, just reaches over and blocks it right back.
I mean, talk about doing everything for this Bearcats team. She's got 2 blocks in the night to go along with her 12 kills. Does a play like that. Impressive.
Now the serve. It's a great dig by the Bearcats, trying to go for the kill, but Xavier keeps it alive, and the Bearcats win the point. 6-2.
5-0 scoring run for Cincinnati. I mean, we talk about Xavier needing to come out hot if they want any chance in this match. Cincinnati said, we'll take it ourselves.
Gretchen Sigmund to serve for the Bearcats. Sigmund's serve is just a bit too long there. Another unforced error, 6-3. The Bearcats still lead.
No, those self-inflicted errors have really kind of bit Xavier tonight. We'll talk about all those 9 service errors. Bearcats with 3 themselves hasn't affected them as much.
Johnson to save, and again thrown down by Carly Glendenning, her 13th kill of the match.
Truly the Carly Glendenning show tonight. I mean, it's been really impressive at how she's differentiated herself. 13 kills in this one. The next player has 7.
Glendenning to serve. The Musketeers is trying to keep it alive. Johnson hits the deck to save it. Sydney Nolan comes down and gets the kill for the Bearcats, 8-3, a 5-point lead.
This is feeling very similar to that second set when Cincinnati just ran away with it. You can almost see Bearcats are just a little bit of a step ahead of the Musketeers tonight.
Glendenning to serve again. And Sydney Nolan just rises up and punishes the ball over the top of the net.
They're not just a little bit of a step ahead, they are a step ahead of the Musketeers tonight. When you see that, that looks like a college team going up against a high school team. Truly, Sydney Nolan reading the play from the Musketeers. This is so impressive. Able to time it perfectly to go up and take that set away from the Musketeers and spike it home, gets the point, and causes the Musketeers to take their first time out of the set. And the Bearcats really just separating themselves from Xavier tonight.
They really have. Now 9-3 over the Musketeers. The Bearcats on a 3-0 scoring run, Aidan. It has just been all Cincinnati tonight. Carly Glendenning, 14 kills, and Sydney Nolan with 9. The Bearcats have 34 kills as a team, Aidan.
I mean, it's really, really impressive from Cincinnati. We came into tonight off of a big win against Alabama, that 3-0 sweep that not many people really saw coming. They're trying to put another exclamation point on this schedule and on the results they've had. This is a Big 12 this year. It's going to have some strong teams in it. They're going to start off hot in a couple weeks when they welcome West Virginia here. If they want a chance in the Big 12 this year, and we need to mention, in the past 2 years in Big 12 play, they have not lived up to expectations at all. They've been a bottom-tier Big 12 team. They want to rewrite the story this year under Coach Tomic. One of her big things this year was winning games in conference play, wanting to be a big-name team in the Big 12. And right now, they're showing they can.
Right now, they're doing everything to show that they can do that. Again, one more stat I'm going to point out here while we're waiting to resume play. 7 blocks compared to Xavier's 0. Just unreal tonight. The Bearcats have just truly dominated this game. Glendenning to serve once again. Musketeers go to set it up, and they finally do get a kill. It will be 9-4. It'll be their 28th kill of the match.
Stop that 3-0 scoring run for Cincinnati however they can. Xavier's got to do everything they've got here to somehow keep the Cats off the board.
Mihatkovich to serve for the Musketeers. What a save by Gillespie. Now back over, Nolan sends it. The Musketeers go for the kill, and they do get it. It'll be 9-5. Again, I will say this for the Musketeers, though, Aidan. Every single time they've called a timeout, they really have came out of that timeout refocused and have done well. The Bearcats just need to take that energy away.
They have, and that might honestly be one of the reasons that Coach Tomic is scared to use her timeouts.
Hatkovich off the serve. Now the Bearcats just trying to reset. Nolan goes for the kill, not able to get it. Now the Musketeers rather try to come away with the kill of their own. Just not a great decision there to try to reach out for that one and try to save it with a dig. It will be a point for the Musketeers, now 9-6. Hatkovich again to serve for the Musketeers. Gillespie now back over. Bearcats trying to reset. Here comes the set. Now the spike, not able to find home. The Musketeers have done a great job defensively on this point until they send it out of bounds. It will be 10-6 for the Bearcats.
Looks like we're going to get another challenge from Xavier here on this one. Every Musketeer put their hands up immediately, thinking that it deflected off of a Bearcat at the net. We're going to have to get another closer look at this one. It's very similar to the last one, for being honest. It's that same type of play where the swing is made by the Musketeers. This time it was the Musketeers. Last time it was Cincinnati. We're going to see if it hit off of the Bearcat at the net.
Again, like we mentioned in the first video review, it does have to be inconclusive evidence. Now looking at the replay, what do you think, Aidan?
Whew. I do not want to be the referee right now trying to make the call is what I'm thinking. Looking at that one, it's about as tight as it can be. It looks, it is tough to say. It almost looks like the hands of the Cincinnati player, or the finger does potentially move.
It's not a clean look at it.
It really is not. It's very tough to see. I would not want to be that referee right now.
No, it's a really tough call. I think what you have to do is just kind of go with the initial call then. feel like that's when you see these video reviews that are so tight, it's exactly what you have to do in this type of situation. Just go with the call you made on the floor. That is not what happens.
They go the complete opposite way.
They go in the complete opposite way. They award the point to the Musketeers. So 9-7 the score now. Again, the Bearcats looking to close out this set, which would earn them the sweep over the Musketeers. Hatkovich to serve. Gillespie goes to set. Now Nolan comes down with a kill, and it will be a point for the Bearcats. 10-7.
Stops that 4-0 run for the Musketeers. It was keeping Xavier in the game. Sydney Nolan says not so fast. Gets a kill of her own. She's got 10.
Crummel to serve. It's a great deep serve. Now the Musketeers go try to set up. Here comes the set for the Bearcats. Nolan not able to get it to go. Musketeers come down. That's as beautifully as it gets right there. Is just a great kill for the Musketeers. Just a complete cross-court direction. Now 10-8. It's the Musketeers' 32nd kill of the match. Grace to serve. Just not a clean play there from the Bearcats, rather. 10-9. And Aiden, like you mentioned, this lead has kind of gone away for the Bearcats, but Coach Tomich, again, she's seen how the Musketeers have came out of the timeout and responded, so maybe a little too scared to call him. Grace with the serve. Now Nolan trying to go for the kill and does get it. It will be a point for the Bearcats. Now that lead grows back up to 2, 11-9.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what's going through Coach Tomich's head, honestly, is that she's seen how the Musketeers are coming out of their timeouts. They're getting 3 points off the bat. She doesn't want to risk that. She doesn't want to take her own timeouts and give them what feels like a free point or two.
Will be Spees to serve for the Bearcats. Now the Musketeers go try to close it out. Will be a point for the Musketeers.
Xavier all of a sudden has just awoken the beast right now. Cincinnati cannot really get anything going around the net. It was a place where Cincinnati has owned so far tonight.
Musketeers to serve. Now here comes the set for the Bearcats. And Sydney Nolan again closes it out for her 12th kill of the match.
What do you do when you need something for Cincinnati? Is you go to Old Reliable, you go to Sydney Nolan, or you go to Carly Glendenning. And that time it was Sydney Nolan just using her right hand to put some emphasis on that ball.
Now Nolan to serve. Now the Bearcats trying to block it down. Here comes a kill for the Musketeers, and it just hits right before that back line. It's a deep kill for the Musketeers.
And this has been impressive from Xavier in this set so far. They've had every answer for Cincinnati. Whenever the Bearcats go on a run, Xavier's making one right for themselves, a chance to tie it here.
Will be Jamison Gordon to serve for the Musketeers. And it is a kill. Gretchen Sigmund comes down to get her 7th kill of the match, 13-11 for the Bearcats.
Bearcats refusing to give away a lead here. Every time they're having that answer for the Musketeers.
Lily Gillespie to serve for the Bearcats. Now the set for Xavier. And able to find the kill home, and Xavier again not wanting to go away. This is completely different than the last 2 sets we've seen, Aiden.
They have a different fire to them. It might have been during that intermission. Something was said by their coach. They've been really anxious to get out there on the court.
Gillespie not able to save it. It is a great serve for the Musketeers, all even at 13 now.
Another ace for Xavier. That's going to cause Coach Tomic to take her first time out. I mean, man, the Musketeers. What a set for Xavier.
Really was. As the Bearcats take a break, we'll take one as well. You're listening to Bearcast Media. Well, welcome back to Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats and the Musketeers all square at 13 here in the third set. The Bearcats lead 2-0 in terms of the set. Now trying to close it out at this point in the match to come away with the sweep over their rivals. Will be the Musketeers to serve. It's a great serve. Will be just a little wide. It will be a point for the Bearcats. That one was kind of close. Aidan couldn't tell right away.
It's another one of those service errors where Xavier's had the momentum in their favor and they just give it right back to Cincinnati.
Gretchen Sigmund to serve for the Bearcats. Beautifully saved. It is out of bounds. It will be a point for the Bearcats. Now coming out of Coach Tomic's first called timeout in this match so far, the Bearcats with 2 straight points. Sigmund to serve again. Bearcats go for the kill, not able to do so. Or Musketeers rather, will be a point for them, 15-14 now.
Another net violation by Cincinnati. I mean, it's been the little things in this game that you really feel like are giving other teams the chance to advance. It's what's keeping Xavier in this game. And really, Xavier has had more self-inflicted wounds, but they've somehow been able to fight back in this set.
They have the serve from the Musketeers. Again, beautifully placed ball. The Bearcats not able to react. Now all tied at 15.
It really feels like that 5-0 start that Cincinnati had in this one is being the difference maker right now. It's been all Xavier ever since that start.
Musketeers serve. Now the Bearcats go to set, trying to send it back down, but a great dig by the Musketeers. Now back over it, and the Musketeers earn the lead here tonight.
First time Xavier's had a lead in a set in a good minute. Their work's paying off.
The Musketeers to serve again. Here's the set from Spees. Now brought back down, not able to fall. The Musketeers recover, and it is too deep. It will be a point for the Bearcats. So 16 all now. Back and forth we go on the scoreboard. Glendenning to serve. Now the Musketeers try to come away with a quick kill, and they do. 16-17.
Stuffed it right into the hands of the Cincinnati libero, Lily Gillespie. Impressive spike there from Xavier.
It is Macy Hatkovich to serve for the Musketeers. 16-17 the score. The Musketeers leading. Gillespie to Spees. Now to Nolan, and gets the kill. Sydney Nolan does. 17 all.
Impressive showing from Sydney Nolan. 13 kills on the night. She's been there all night at the net.
Crummel to serve for the Bearcats. Here comes the set. Great dig by the Bearcats. Now the block, and it is too deep. The Bearcats kept their hands down that time, and rightfully so. Too long, 18-17.
As you said, amazing read there from all the Bearcats. Originally going up for the block there was Sydney Nolan in front, able to pull her hands down right at the last second to let that thing go out.
And a service error for the Bearcats. Brooke Crummel just into the net. And that's a point in the match where you just really don't want that to happen. You have the point, 18-17, you're serving. Just not able to come away with the serve they needed in that moment. Now the Musketeers to serve. It's a good dig. Now the set, and Nolan again with another kill. Her 14th kill.
To watch her wind up on that ball, you just know that it's about to hit the ground. It's truly impressive how strong she is when that ball is up in the air.
Spees to serve for the Bearcats. 19-18. Bearcats lead. The Musketeers with the set, and now trying to come down with a kill, and they are able to. 19-19, Aidan.
Just back and forth set so far in this one. The Musketeers know that the rest of this game they're fighting for their life. They know it when they have the ball in their hands. You're going to see it here again. See if they can get the lead.
And a service error at the most crucial time for the Musketeers. 11 service errors tonight for the Musketeers. And Sydney Nolan now with a point advantage over the Musketeers, 2019 to serve for the Bearcats. Nolan serve. Now the Musketeers try to close it out, and a block by the wall of Clifton. And now the Bearcats lead 21-19.
Another block for Carly Glendenning up front. One of your veteran players getting involved at the net front once again. And Cincinnati's got another veteran serving.
Nolan to serve. The Musketeers try to come away with a kill of their own, and they do. 21-20. The Bearcats 4 points away from sweeping the Musketeers.
This is feeling like a set that could go more than 25 points. We might have a little extra work to do in this one. No team feels like they can separate themselves from the other.
Gordon to serve for the Musketeers. Fifth Third Arena gets on their feet. Gordon, the serve goes straight to Gillespie. Spees to set it up. Great recovery by the Musketeers. Spees to Gillespie with the set. Now back down and killed by Gretchen Sigmund, 22-20. The Bearcats 3 points away.
Knocking on the door, ready to close this one out. Great teamwork from Cincinnati. The sets have been there, but a timeout for Xavier. And we've said it a ton. They know what to do coming out of timeouts.
They really do know what to do. Now a 22-20 Bearcat lead. Aidan, what's the strategy you're trying to do here coming out of the timeout in a hostile environment? This place is on their feet knowing they're only 3 points away from coming away with the match.
The big thing is you have to stay calm. You have to stay committed to the game plan. It's very easy when you come into a rough environment like this to get shaken up quickly. In that first set, Xavier did well of staying calm, staying to their game plan, and they did a lot better in that first set than they did in the second. The second set was where Cincinnati was able to separate themselves. They've looked more like first set Xavier in this one. A lot more like that. They've had the lead late. They got to remember that. They're not outmatched as much as they might have thought earlier in this match, in this set. They've got a chance to stay alive here.
They really do. Now only 30 seconds left in the timeout. Again, the first set score, 25-20. The second set score, 25-18. Now the third set score where we're at 22-20. The Bearcats, again, just 3 points away from trying to sweep the Musketeers. However, like Aidan just mentioned, this one does feel like it has just gone so back and forth. It could go more than that 25-point mark. We're about to find out here from Fifth Third Arena. The student section on their feet tonight. Everyone around to see how this one will end. It will be Lily Gillespie to serve for the Bearcats. Gillespie's serve. It's a great serve that goes right over the top. Now the Musketeers trying to reset. Gillespie with the dig. Now back over to Spees and sent back down. And it is a beautifully placed ball for Gretchen Sigmund. Just right down that left line. Painted it like Picasso. 23-20 for the Bearcats.
Looks like some confusion there from each team, really, because Xavier thought that ball went out. They're going to challenge this one again, it appears. It looked like the ruling, it was multiple conflicting results from each referee there. One of them, it looked like signaled out, the other one signaled in, and then another ref was signaling that it deflected off of a Musketeer.
Well, we've got to get this sorted out now. Our third video review of the match. Two coming in this set. None in the first set, but one in the last. Waiting for the video board to display what our referees are looking at. Again, a lot of confusion. I thought it looked in, just going right down the line. Again, some confusion.
You can see we're about to get a signal here. They're going to rule it was in. It's going to go in favor of the Bearcats.
Now 2 points away.
It's a big ruling.
Yeah, it really is. 23-20 the score. The Bearcats trying to close this one out. 2 points away. Lily Gillespie to serve it for the Bearcats. Gillespie. The Musketeers go to set. Gillespie saves it with a dig. And now put back down by Carly Glendenning. And now the Bearcats are at set point. 24-20. Glendenning just drops it. A teardropper right over the top of the net.
Match point opportunity with the sweep on the line.
Gillespie, the serve. Now the Musketeers with the set and blocked down, but it will be point to the Musketeers. 24-21. The Bearcats need one more point here, but it will be.
It's exactly who Xavier wants with the ball. Charlotte Moriarty has been strong all night.
Moriarty with the serve and now played wide. And it will be match point for the Musketeers. The sweep, or for the Bearcats, the sweep over the Musketeers. And the Bearcats looks like they have just won this thing with still a lot of confusion on the court.
Looks like we're going to get another challenge by Xavier on this rule-in. Xavier coaching staff was not happy at all with the rule-in. It was a net violation was called on the court on the Musketeers.
Well, we've got to sort this one out, Aidan. This one decides the match. 25-21, and it looks like it has already been decided. And again, the Bearcats sweep the Musketeers at home. The Tomich era is here, and it is here strongly. We are pumping it up from Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats win over the Musketeers. 25-20 the first set score, 25-18 the second set score, 25-21 the third set score.
I mean, talk about a statement victory for this Bearcats squad. They come in here off of a 3-0 win against Alabama, and they get a 3-0 sweep over their crosstown rivals, establishing themselves as the top team here in the Queen City. They got some other big games coming up on their schedule. Of course, they got a couple more invitationals to go to, one in Illinois, one in Indiana, and then it's time for Big 12 play. A lot on the line for the Cincinnati team. They look ready for it.
They do. Well, with that, Aidan, we're ready to sign off here from Fifth Third Arena. The Bearcats victorious over the Musketeers. You're listening to Bearcats Media. Matthew Lynn and Aidan Riggs signing off.